Chapter 7: Conservation of Plants and Animals. We will learn biodiversity, importance of biodiversity, threats to biodiversity, conservation of forest and wildlife. Try to answer: why are national parks, sanctuaries, and zoos made? Why should we conserve plants and animals? India has a rich and varied heritage biodiversity, encompassing with a wide spectrum of habitats ranging from tropical rainforests to alpine vegetation and from temperate forests to coastal wetlands. Due to different types of forests in India, there are many varieties of plants and animals. Forests provide them with home and food. They are essential for maintaining the ecological balance and important for survival of mankind. Biodiversity. The term biodiversity or biological diversity refers to the existence of a wide range of different types of plants and animals in a given habitat at a given time. It may also be defined as the variety and variability among living organisms and their interactions, both within species and between species, and also between ecosystems. Let us discuss a few terms associated with biodiversity. Flora and fauna. The plants and animals found in a particular region are known as flora and fauna respectively of that region. Sal and wild mango are few examples of flora. Bison, Indian giant squirrel, and flying squirrel are few examples of fauna. Ecosystem, a community which includes all of the living organisms, plants, animals, and microorganisms in a given area, interacting with each other and also with their non-living environments, weather, earth, sun, soil, climate, and atmosphere, is called an ecosystem. Species, a group of plants and animals having certain common and permanent characteristics that clearly distinguish them from other groups and can interbreed among themselves, are called species. Endemic species, species of plants and animals that are exclusively found in a specific geographical area, are called endemic species. They are not naturally found anywhere else. A particular type of animal or plant may be endemic to a zone, a state, or a country. In India, the Asiatic lion is endemic to Gir National Park in Gujarat, and the insectivorous pitcher plant is endemic to Meghalaya. The giant panda is endemic to China. The destruction of their habitat, increasing population, and introduction of new species may affect the natural habitat of endemic species and endanger their existence. Migration. Migration is the movement of animals in large numbers from their original habitat to another place in order to overcome unfavorable conditions posed by the climate of that particular habitat. Birds migrate in search of warmer places for laying egg, better shelters, and to escape unfavorable conditions. Birds that fly from far-off places to reach a new habitat are known as migratory birds. For example, migratory bird, such as Siberian crane, travels great distances and come to India in groups during winter to escape cold and unfavorable conditions. Importance of biodiversity. In an ecosystem, living organisms depend on one another for their survival. Every organism is linked to many other organisms through food chains. Animals depend on plants for food and shelter. Animals in turn help plants in pollination and germination of seeds. The scavengers and decomposers feed on dead plants and animals and release the nutrients trapped inside their bodies into the soil, and plants depend on these nutrients to grow. Thus, an ecosystem is a well-developed system in which each organism plays an important role. Loss of even a few organisms affects this balance and harms the ecosystem. Therefore, biodiversity is important for the sustenance of an ecosystem. The flora and fauna of a country are very important renewable natural resources. The management of forests and wildlife resources is therefore an important task. Some of the important functions of forests are given below. Habitat and ecosystems. Forests serve as a home, habitat, to many plants and animals. Without the forest, many kinds of wildlife would not exist. Helps in breathing. Forests pump out the oxygen we need to live and absorb the carbon dioxide we exhale. Economic benefits. Forests are of immense economic importance to us. They supply us with economically important products such as timber, wood, gums, latex, and medicines. In many parts of the world, wood serves as the chief fuel for cooking and heating. Various manufacturing processes change wood into a great number of different products. Paper is one of the most valuable products made from wood. Prevent global warming. Trees in the forests absorb carbon dioxide from the environment during photosynthesis and regulate its levels in the atmosphere. Thus, forests help in preventing global warming. Prevent soil erosion. Trees in the forest hold the soil firmly with their roots, which bind with the soil particles and prevent it from erosion by wind and water. Climate control. They help in regulating the climate of a region. Additionally, they enrich the atmosphere with oxygen by absorbing harmful gases. Trees also help to remove air pollutants. Watershed. Forests serve as a watershed. This is because almost all water ultimately comes from rivers and lakes and from forest-derived water tables. Do you know? The Van Mahotsav is a forest festival started in 1950 by K.M. Munshi with the purpose to create enthusiasm among the people for forest conservation and planting trees. Threats to biodiversity. There are 5 main causes of loss of biodiversity: deforestation, pollution, climate change, invasion of non-native species, and overexploitation. Threats to biodiversity. There are 5 main deforestation. The process of cutting down the trees on a large scale to use the land for cultivation, building houses, factories, construction of dams, or to obtain wood for making furniture and using it as fuel is known as deforestation. This is creating a tremendous impact on the environment. Causes of deforestation. Following are the major reasons for deforestation. Rapid urbanization, increase in human population has led to overgrowing demand for food products, due to which a large number of trees are being felled down to grow crops. Apart from this, roads and highways have to be built to make way for trucks and other vehicles. Overgrazing by cattle. It is also a key factor that contributes to deforestation. It not only removes grasses but also the young tree saplings. Requirement of wood. Many wood-based industries such as paper, matchsticks and furniture need a substantial amount of wood supply. Wood is also used as fuel directly or indirectly. Firewood and charcoal are examples of wood being used as a fuel. Forest fires. Hundreds of trees are lost each year due to forest fires in various portions of the world. This happens due to extreme warm summers. Fires, whether caused by man or nature, results in huge loss of forest cover. Mining. Oil and coal mining require considerable amount of forest land. The waste that comes out from mining pollutes the environment and affects the nearby species. Effects of deforestation. Destruction of forest has the following adverse effects: increase in global warming. Trees play a major role in controlling global warming. The trees utilize the greenhouse gases and help in maintaining the balance in the atmosphere. With constant deforestation, the ratio of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has increased, adding to our global warming woes. Depletion of the groundwater level. Trees help in the percolation of underground water. But when forests are destroyed, the atmosphere, water bodies and the water table all get affected. Trees absorb and retain water in their roots. A large part of the water that circulates in the ecosystem of rainforests remains inside the plants. Some of this moisture is transpired into the atmosphere. When this process is broken, the atmosphere and water bodies begin to dry out. Loss of biodiversity. The most dramatic impact of deforestation is a loss of habitat for millions of species. 70% of land animals and plants are found in forests, and many cannot survive the deforestation that destroys their homes. Loss of habitat can also lead to species extinction. Drought. Drought is a period when a particular region faces water shortage mainly due to the lack of rainfall. Deforestation leads to less number of trees on the earth. Carbon dioxide traps the heat rays reflected by the earth, leading to global warming. As the temperature on the earth increases, it disturbs the water cycle and reduces rainfall, which causes drought. Desertification. Trees prevent soil erosion. Due to deforestation, fewer trees are left, which results in soil erosion. Due to removal of the top layer of the soil, which is rich in humus and nutrients by soil erosion, the soil becomes less fertile and slowly gets converted into deserts. This is called as desertification. Floods. When it rains, trees absorb and store large amount of water with the help of their roots. But due to deforestation, the water holding capacity of the soil reduces. Therefore, most of the water remains on the ground, which in turn leads to floods. Pollution. Pollution from chemical contaminants certainly poses a further threat to species and ecosystems. From the burning of fossil fuels, releasing dangerous chemicals into the atmosphere and, in some cases, depleting ozone levels, to dumping plastics into the ocean, pollution completely disrupts the Earth's ecosystems. Climate change. A changing global climate threatens species and ecosystems. But, for a number of reasons, many plants and animals may not be able to adjust to the changing climate and become extinct. Invasion of non-native species. It is an important and often overlooked cause of extinctions. The introduction of non-native species into an ecosystem can threaten the already existing plants and animals. These species are harmful to native biodiversity in a number of ways. They grow and multiply rapidly, hindering the growth of already existing plants and animals, thus causing their gradual decrease in number. Overexploitation of resources. Overexploitation happens when biodiversity is removed faster than it can be replenished, and over the long term can result in the extinction of species. The overhunting, overfishing, and overharvesting of plants, animals, and natural resources contribute greatly to the loss of biodiversity. Most of the extinctions over the past several hundred years are mainly due to overharvesting for food and profit. Illegal hunting of wild animals called poaching has a significant cause of extinction of hundreds of species and the endangering of many species such as whales and many African mammals. Poachers hunt animals for their skin, ivory, horn, teeth, and bone. The poaching has various effects. Its most direct impact is extinction, either globally or within a given locality. Conservation of forest and wildlife. Conservation refers to preservation and management of plant and animal species to protect them from being extinct. Some of the steps we can take to conserve our forest resources are as follows. Conservation. Afforestation or reforestation. The restocking of the destroyed forests by planting new trees to restore the green forests is called reforestation. It is advisable to replant trees of the same species that are found in a forest. This in turn increases the population of animal species which exhibit selective feeding habits. Reforestation can take place naturally also if we let the deforested area remain undisturbed, the trees grow back and forest gets re-established. In natural reforestation, human beings have no role to play. We have already made a tremendous damage to our forests. If we have to retain our green wealth for generations, plantation of more trees is the only option. Recycling of paper. The recycling process of paper is of great significance in saving trees because to make 1 ton of paper pulp, 17 fully grown trees are required. Recycling of paper not only saves trees but in turn also saves energy and other resources to maintain the environment. Moreover, it also saves money and decreases the usage of harmful chemicals used in paper making. Paper can be recycled 5 to 7 times for use. If each one saves at least 1 sheet of paper in a day, we can save many trees in a year. For example, used paper can be sent back to the factories for recycling to produce new papers. Therefore, saving paper means saving trees. Regulated and planned cutting of trees. One of the main reasons of deforestation is commercial felling of trees. According to an estimate, about 1,600 million cubic meters of wood have been used for various purposes in the world. Although trees are considered as perennial resource, when exploited on a very large scale, their revival is not possible. Therefore, operations called improved cutting and selective cutting should be adopted in forest management. Control over forest fire. Destruction or loss of forest by fire is fairly common because trees are highly exposed to fire and once started, it becomes difficult to control. Sometimes, the fire starts by a natural process, that is, by lightning or by friction between trees during speedy winds, while in most cases it is also caused by man either intentionally or unintentionally. Prevent overgrazing. Grazing animals eat the young trees, destroy leaves of lower branches and injure roots and trunks. Therefore, overgrazing of cattle in forests should be discouraged. Involvement of organizations. It is the duty of every human being to conserve biodiversity. Many government and non-government organizations at the local, national and international levels have been established to protect forests and wildlife. The International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, IUCN, is an international organization working in the field of nature conservation and sustainable use of natural resources. Conserving biodiversity is central to the mission of IUCN. It works towards assessing the status of existence and conservation of various plants and animal species from time to time, for which it maintains a comprehensive list called IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. In this list, species are classified into 9 groups, set through criteria such as rate of decline, population size, area of geographic distribution, and degree of population and distribution fragmentation. IUCN publishes a catalogue called Red Data Book, which keeps a record of all the endangered species. There are different red data books for plants and animals. Extinct species. Species that have disappeared and no longer exist anywhere on the earth are called extinct species. Some of the species that have become extinct are quagga, a type of zebra, dodo bird, Labrador duck and Tasmanian wolf. Critically endangered species. Species that are facing an extremely high risk of extinction in the wild are called critically endangered species. Some of the species that are critically endangered are the Indian gharial and the Asiatic cheetah. Endangered species. Species that are considered to be facing a very high risk of extinction in the wild are called endangered species. Some of the endangered species are the Bengal tiger, giant panda, snow leopard, and Asian elephant. Vulnerable species. Species that are likely to become endangered unless their survival and reproduction rates are improved are called vulnerable species. Some of the vulnerable species are the Indian rhinoceros and the Indian bison. Protected areas. According to IUCN, a protected area is a clearly defined geographical space, recognized, dedicated and managed through legal or other effective means to achieve the long-term conservation of nature with associated ecosystem services and cultural values. Protected areas provide a wide range of social, environmental and economical benefits to people and communities worldwide. They are a tried and tested approach that has been applied for centuries to conserve nature and associated cultural resources by local communities, indigenous people, governments, and other organizations. Protected areas include biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks, zoological parks and botanical gardens. Do you know? Satpura National Park is the first forest reserve of India where the finest Indian teak is found. Biosphere reserves. A biosphere reserve is a place meant for conservation of all life forms found in that particular area. Strict laws have been enacted all over the world to protect biosphere reserves from human exploitation. Biosphere reserves help in protecting wild population, traditional lifestyle of regional people and also domestication of plant and animal life. A biosphere reserve comprises of a number of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. For example, the Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve consists of one national park named Satpura National Park and two wildlife sanctuaries named Bori and Pachmadi within it. A biosphere reserve comprises of an area which can be divided into 3 zones, each having a particular activity. Core zone. This zone contributes towards the conservation of biological diversity. It is a legally protected area where human intervention is strictly prohibited. Buffer zone. The buffer zone surrounds the core zone. The uses and activities are limited in this zone. This zone provides a space for ecological practices that can reinforce scientific research, monitoring, training and education. Transition zone. It is the part of the reserve where the greatest activity is allowed, fostering economic and human development that is socio-culturally and ecologically sustainable. Wildlife sanctuaries. Wildlife sanctuaries are special protected areas for conservation of flora and fauna with limited human activities. Killing animals and cutting trees in this area are strictly prohibited. Thus, above 3 conditions are necessary for combustion to take place. If any one of the above 3 does not occur, combustion will not take place. Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, Rajasthan, National Chambal Wildlife Sanctuary, located on the Chambal River near the Tripoint of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, and Vedanthangal Bird Sanctuary, Tamil Nadu, are some of the famous sanctuaries of India. National Parks. National parks are large and diverse reserves owned by the government, which offers protection to plants, animals, and many other aspects of the ecosystem. It also provides public recreations. Different wild animals such as snow leopard, clouded leopard, marbled cat, panda, black bear, wild ass, toucan, musk deer, etc. are protected here from getting extinct. Jim Corbett National Park, Uttarakhand, Kanha National Park, Madhya Pradesh, Kaziranga National Park, Assam, Periyar National Park, Kerala, Bandhavgarh National Park, Madhya Pradesh, Gir National Park, Gujarat, are some of the national parks in India. Do you know? The Indian government launched Project Tiger in 1973 to protect the tigers. It started with 9 tiger reserves, and now there are 53 tiger reserves in India. The object of this project was to ensure the survival and maintenance of the tiger population in the country. Zoological Park. It refers to any park or an institution in which animals are kept and usually exhibited to the public. The main objective of the National Zoological Park is to complement and strengthen the national efforts in conservation of the rich biodiversity of the country, particularly the wild fauna. They play a very important role in providing the information about the occurrence of different species of plants and animals, and in creating an understanding and awareness among the zoo visitors about the need for conservation of natural resources and maintaining the ecological balance. They also serve as a breeding center for endangered animals. Botanical Garden. It is a place where varieties of plants are grown, primarily for scientific or educational reasons, and are normally open to the public. It also includes different ornamental plants from all over the world. They serve as a seed bank for several species of plants. Keywords. Species, a group of plants and animals having certain common and permanent characteristics that clearly distinguish them from other groups and can interbreed among themselves. Endemic species, species of plants and animals that are exclusively found in a specific geographical area. Flora, the plant species of a particular region. Fauna, the animal species of a particular region. Desertification, the gradual transformation of fertile soil into a desert. Extinct species, species that have disappeared and no longer exist anywhere on the earth. Critically endangered species, species that are facing an extremely high risk of extinction in the wild. Endangered species, species that are considered to be facing a very high risk of extinction in the wild. Vulnerable species, species that are likely to become endangered unless their survival and reproduction rates are improved.